Tower of Hell story. Oops. Tower of Hell story time. So it all started when I was a kid. And I was just like, okay. Because like, it's just a practice lockdown. Okay, let's go. Okay, so death. I was like, I'm sorry, but we're training for our death. I don't want to be doing that. And then I started screaming because, like, what else would I be doing? And then there was this one girl who started crying. My favorite, the giraffe story. And then I was like, girl, nobody likes that book. So yeah. And I was like, why would you like that? The teacher was reading extremely loud. And then it turned out that somebody was actually in the school. At first I was like, oh my god, what do I do? I was worried. I could have. The teacher was reading a book. And the whole class was screaming. Oh, that was weird, but actually funny. Oh my god. This is the crazy ex-best friend. So, I was friends with this one girl. She was like really popular, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll ask her to be friends. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll add her. So I added her on my Roblox. Yeah. And then I added her on messages so we could talk to each other, and I was like, okay. And when we started talking to each other, I created a YouTube channel because that was my dream. When I created the channel, I was like, I was so confused. So like, I saw a comment on her and it said, really thought easily. Oh my god. But the dumb I was, because I was like 6, what do you expect? I was so dumb then. And then I accepted this random person. And then they were like, hi, do you want to be besties? And I was like, I've been through this before, I know. They also said rude comments. And then, a few years later, I went to my friend's house. And then I was like, hey, do you want to, like, be friends? Not be friends. Do you want to, like, play Roblox together? And then she was like, oh my god, golly, of course I would. And I was like, okay, that's probably what a normal friend would say. So then we played together, and what's your user? I told her. She added me back. But when I found out the user, I remember the user of my old friend was Watermelon233. When I added her, her username was Watermelon223. And it turned out that I actually just found the same person again. It turned out that, like, best friend was actually, like, the person who scammed me. I was a bit worried because I was like, oh no. And then, I'm not sure what she did, but the next day at school, I was like, I was terrified because I was like, I do not want to be going to school with that stuff. So I went because, like, I have no choice. When I went, like, the teacher was like, why do you look so scared? You guys do not know, but I was sweating my head. My whole head was about to fall off. My head was so wet. It looked like I came out of a swimming pool. I was super wet to the point where I felt like I just went swimming. And like, Girl, I don't know what was happening, but the whole day I was so nervous. And like, I went home, I made a YouTube video about it just to warn my channel. Guys, that was my old channel. I have a new channel, which is this now. So yeah. So I got a comment saying I will hack you, and then I got hacked and never got into Roblox again. Don't worry, I did get this account back after like 4 years at least. And yeah, so guys, never trust random people in Roblox. Bye! Hey guys, this is another story like not popular, you might not understand. So there was this scammer girl who joined. Everybody was scared of her. And I'm not sure, I started screaming on my lungs out because like, why wouldn't I? And I'm not sure, she was just like, hi. And I was like, should I be talking to her? Well, I didn't want to sound rude, so I just said hello. And then she was like, can I get your account? And then I was like, what if she's trying to hack me? But I gave her my, like, you know, messages. I wanted to see if she actually changed. She hacked me, and I told my bestie about it. At first, she didn't believe me, so she added her on messages. That was the dumbest idea anyway. She was playing Roblox with her because my bestie somehow thought she had changed. But she definitely did not change. And I was like, oh, what are you doing? And then she was like, hey, I told her my user. And I was like, bad idea, you shouldn't have done that. And then she was like, haha, very funny, I know I should have. And then the next day she got hacked. Come back for part 2. Guys, here's part 2 of like the like nerd to popular thingy majiggy. So I was playing with my best friend. She said it wasn't a bad idea to add her. I told her that it was the worst mistake of her life. But she told me to stop being dramatic, so I did. And then I got kicked out of the server because it was like, server is not safe to be in or something like that. Then I was like, oh my god, what is going on? My bestie was not online for a whole week. And I was like, what's going on? Because like, I was worried. I was like, oh no, what's going on? And then about a year later, I didn't really like know her that much anymore. So like, I got in communication with her again. She joined me in Tower of Hell, and then she was like, hey bestie. Then I was like, who are you? And she was like, you forgot me? I was like, no. Then she was like, I'm the scammer girl. Then I was like, what? And then she started calling me on messages, so of course I answered, because why not? And she was like, hey, I just wanted to say I'm really sorry for like scamming you earlier. And I forgave her because the girl I wanted to forgive her. But right now, the girl I am, ain't no way I'll forgive her. I'm just gonna give her the 1-2 at school. Don't ever mess with me like that. Anyways. And then, like, everyone known her as the nice girl because I started hanging around with her. We became besties. I completely ignored my other bestie. Oh yeah, I didn't explain her name. I didn't tell you guys her name. Her name was Alyssa, by the way. Like, Alyssa. So, yeah. Let's just name the popular girl Maddie for now. We're just gonna name her Maddie. So, like, Maddie was, like, a really nice girl. And then everyone started giving her money and stuff like that. And I was like, what? She was even allowed to have acrylic nails to school. I was like, what's going on? I didn't want to sound rude. So, yeah. Anyways, bye. Hey, guys, here's a story you really need to know about. So, I was, like, 3 or 4 then, and I'm not sure. I was just having a normal day at school. Well, I was at nursery then. But I was having a totally normal day. Yeah. and I'm not sure who this person was or anything, but like they were talking to me through the school fence, and I was like, "Excuse me, who are you?" And then they were like, "I've been asking my mummy to join the school for a while now," and I was like, "What?" And then she was like, "Yeah, I've been asking to join the school." She was about, I don't know, like 15 or something. I told the teacher, I'm not sure what was happening, but I was worried. So I was just like, what's going on? So like, I got a little too worried, but the teacher was like, "Oh, maybe you can be friends with her." Worst idea that a teacher ever made, by the way. I'm sorry, but what was in your mind to think that it would be a good idea for me to be friends with a random 15-year-old, sorry, that just randomly appeared at the fence? She told me her Roblox username, and I was like, okay, maybe I can do that, I guess. So I did. I was like, hey, what's your name? Hi. My name is Skylar. And I was like, why are you talking like that? She was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, girl, you're so weird. So I added her, I think it was either Fortnite or Minecraft. I added her on one of them. Worst idea ever. I'm not sure what happened, but I just got kicked out of Minecraft because I got framed by her. Apparently, I tried hacking someone in Minecraft. Not sure how, but I did not hack someone. Like, you need to check chat. There is no way in 5 years you would ever okay, I'm sorry about that. Anyways, there's no way in your life you would actually ever do that. Like, I was only 4, I started crying to my daddy, and my dad was like, deal with it, it's just Minecraft. And I started crying so loud. We was in the middle of McDonald's, by the way, and I was crying as loud as you could possibly think, and everybody was just like, what the heck? And I was like, So yeah. And I was like, And I was like, yeah. Anyways, bye. So yeah, see ya.